Joining the program, we are now sitting at a point where almost 75% of BSc graduates are in the program. And as I have said, they are based in all areas in South Africa, and we are having English, although we are trying to address the need in maths and science. The reason why we have brought in English is because we understand that for learners to understand the higher concepts in maths and science, they need to be proficient in the language. And the communication in the classroom is very vital in those subjects. So that's the reason why we've brought the English. We must say we are very grateful for Gauteng, which has allowed us to have more of the ambassadors working there. Up to date, we have had 125 placed in Gauteng. Now, the good thing about these ambassadors is that they are very young. We are sitting at an average of 24 years right now. And they go into these schools very enthusiastic, wanting to make a difference and wanting to be agents of change. And as you would know, like Professor Jansen was saying yesterday, lecturers come into universities, come into lecture, and they believe that they will do it. It's easy. You will just go in there and you will give this information. And I believe that's the way that our young graduates come into the program. They feel that they have enough amount of content to share and unpack in the classroom. They feel that they are going to make their dream come true. But guess what happens? At the end of term 1, they are horrified. They want to leave the program. They want to go back home. They are so discouraged because learners have failed dismally. The results are so bad, and they feel defeated. But we have workshops at the end of the term where we re-energize them. We remind them of what we have told them during the induction at the beginning of joining the program. So it is in these workshops where they begin to rethink about exactly what teaching is all about. They talk about their experiences. They share with all the hard work they put in the classroom at the beginning when they started, and all the things that they tried, and still the results are not improving. What is it that they really have to do? And it is in these workshops that we have to say, besides the content knowledge that you have, and besides the classroom management and all the methodology that we are sharing, what is the missing link? And this is where they realize that the understanding of the learner is very important. Knowing who your learner is, it's vital for you to have that rapport built between the teacher and the learner. And we have what we call legacy projects, and it is in these projects that they engage in that gives them a platform to learn more about the learners. The legacy projects that they embark on are things like your music, it could be newsletters, debate teams, sports, whatever kind of interaction they will have with their learners outside the classroom. And you would imagine that learners are not talented in the same way. Some may not be as good in the classroom, but when they go out there and realize that, I didn't know I can be one of the best, athletes in the group. I can do debate so well. Through the work that they do in those, they develop discipline. They realize that for me to continue singing well, to be good in the choir, I have to work well with others. I have to be present during the choir every time. And it is in developing these attributes that the ambassador is able to now go back into the classroom and say, remember, it is the same even with mathematics. It is the same with science. You need to be persistent, not just because this problem is hard for you today, it doesn't mean that it's end of the day. You have to continue working on it, just like you do outside the classroom. So these attributes then need to be taken into the classroom as well. So that is where we have the ambassador going into the classroom with a new mission to continue working relentlessly, setting their goals very excessively to the learners to say, this is what we are going to achieve. And they set high goals for them. They work hard on those extra lessons, and they tell them, remember, as you were being punctual for those extramural activities because you love them, you have to apply the same skills in the classroom. They work on past papers. Some of them, they even go staying overnight, you know, doing past papers together. They do games, they do the Khan Academy, YouTube lessons, anything that makes, you know, that persistence and perseverance in the classroom going. So these are the attributes that learners begin to realize that they bring success in the classroom. And when we get to the point of developing the classroom procedures, like you have to have a routine. You don't just be haphazard in your teaching. You have to develop a certain routine that learners know that when we come to class, this is what we do, and up to the end of the lesson. So these are the things that they learn with each other. In the next slide, we have realized, as I have said, they come with this broad knowledge of the subject, and that big circle represents what they come with. And they acquire the classroom management from the induction program that we have, the interaction with their teach mentors who go with them into the classrooms and, you know, support them throughout the 2 years. The veteran teachers who are in the schools, you know, they also handhold them, help them with their teaching in whatever way that the HOD can do it. But there is this circle that is very small, which our ambassadors are not realizing that to touch the lives of these learners, you really have to create a social climate in the classroom that enable the learning. It is when that circle tends to grow bigger, their classroom management develops and matches the content knowledge that they have. It brings the harmony in the classroom. And that harmony in the classroom is what we have learned that throughout the years. The ambassadors that tend to grow all these circles to balance each other, there becomes success in the classroom. And in closing, I must say that, you know, these ambassadors are staying in the program. In 2009, 67% of them continue teaching. In 2010, 51 are still in the classroom teaching. And we believe that, I remember Giles said this yesterday, and I wanted to copy from him. He said there are leapers and there are traditional holders, and we are seeing our ambassadors as these leapers who are coming into the system to bring that change into the systems. But we believe that we need those traditional holders, which is our cohort of teachers that are experienced, that are mature, which brings the stability, which brings the strength in their methodologies that, you know, holds, you know, that place for them to continue developing. But our teachers, we know that according to research, they are sitting at 54 years, the teaching force right now. In 10 years, they will be retiring. And it is that experience and the wisdom that they have that these young incoming teachers need, you know, whilst they are still here in these 10 years, that they need to be learning from and need to hold the baton from. So I believe that, I mean, in the Free State right now, the Department of Education, which have given us the opportunity to work in far off areas like Tromsberg, Botterville, Vryheid, Botshabelo, But what is this? I'm just forgetting the district. But these are very rural schools. And the Department of Education is prepared to hire them permanently because they are now studying towards their PGCE. And most of them finish their PGCE as they are in the program. So we believe that they are going to add into the teaching force that we so desperately need in this in our country. And we believe that it is this kind of innovation that will also assist in education. Thank you for that.